Hello everyone, welcome. In this episode we have a very special guest star. Are you as excited as I am to find out who it is? I bet you are. Let's find out who our special guest is. And our special guest star is my lovely friend Jack. Here he is. Hello Jack, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. You've been spending your housekeeping money again.
I have. I'm always spending it. That's why I'm poor. So you've come to visit for the weekend.
I have.
You've come all the way from England. You've come
England.
from that foreign country called England over to South Wales.
Yes.
To the glorious part of South Wales that I live. And you've come to play with some vacuum cleaners, haven't you?
I have.
Yes. Now, what Jack has done is he's chosen, was it seven? Seven
I lost
machines?
count. Something like that.
Something like
Yeah.
that. He's chosen 7 of his favourite vacuum cleaners that he wanted to try out. So we're going to film Jack using them, and then we're going to get your opinion on them, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very exciting. Very exciting. So we get to see lots of different vacuum cleaners in one episode, and not used by me for once. So you've chosen all uprights, haven't you? Why did you choose all uprights?
I'm not sure. I like uprights. And for carpet cleaning, they were the best choice, I thought.
So did you have uprights when you were a child? Was that your...
Yes, I did. Yeah, growing up, we were an upright family. You're either upright or cylinder. We were an upright family.
I see. And what machines do you recall from your youth?
We had when I was born, we had a Hoover Junior 1346A.
Right, yes.
Then we had a Panasonic. I forget the model number, but the white rectangular one that everybody had.
Oh, the 40 series, 41.
Yep,
Yes.
that's the one.
Yes.
And then we had a DCO1, the Antarctic Solo model.
Oh, yeah. That was about 95, 6?
Something like that, yeah. We weren't early adopters of that. I think we probably got it fairly late on in production. I think. I can't remember exactly when.
So, sort of late 90s.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like that. And then we had a Hoover Vortex.
Oh dear.
because we had a dual cyclone, but here was one with 3, so I thought this must be even better.
Oh, it must be better.
Little did I know back then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we had one of those, and then I can't remember. We didn't really have any other family vacuums at that point because then I had all the vacuums and I used whatever I wanted. So.
Yes. Okay. So you have a collection of your own, don't you?
I do. Yes.
And you have a YouTube channel. Do you want to say?
I do have a YouTube channel called Electric Utopia.
So go and check that out, please. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And
yes, and you've got like some real vintage machines, haven't you? Because you're sort of focused up to the 60s, 70s,
something like that. Yeah. So I've got everything from like the early 1920s, sort of up to sort of maybe the 70s, and then some very modern stuff.
Right.
And then the stuff that falls in like the 80s and 90s, I don't have as much about myself.
Right. Okay. Because I would say, looking at my collection, I'm sort of 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you've got the earlier end.
Yeah.
And I've got the later end.
Yes.
So we've got like the
whole
between
span.
us. We've got the whole
span
of
all of vacuum
time.
history.
Yeah. So what's your favourite vacuum cleaner in your collection?
Oh, that's a tough one. I hate being asked that question because I'm so conflicted.
I do too. I also hate it. That's why I asked him.
It's like if the house is burning and you had to grab one machine, what would you grab? I don't know. I think possibly my Hoover Model 800.
Oh yes, nice. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like 1933, 34. All original, right down to the cord, plug, original bag.
That's amazing.
Works perfectly and it's in beautiful condition.
Brilliant.
Beautiful example of like Art Deco styling and design.
Yeah, really, really lovely machines. That's the one with the friction handle.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't it?
So that came in like I think that was 725 was the first to have like the friction stop handle. Which is such a simple mechanism but still works. You know, 80, 90, 100 years later.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. And does that have the headlight?
It does, yeah. It was the first one in the UK to include a headlight.
Right.
America had headlights previous to that.
They had the big headlights, didn't they? In
they
the
had
States. We never
big
got that
wide one. Yeah. And then the 825, which replaced it, had the like light up Hoover logo on top of the headlight.
yes. I think I've got that one.
Yes.
I haven't got an 800. Because I remember my My one has the lit Hoover. It's red, isn't it? It comes up in
Yes,
red.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Very
yeah.
cool touch.
Really cool machines. Yeah, brilliant. Well, lovely stuff. Thank you ever so much for coming. We're going to cut over now to Jack using the machines that he's chosen, and we hope you enjoy the video. Ever so nice having a guest star on the channel, and yeah, that's about it really, isn't it? So yeah, let's go and check out what Jack chose. Right, here's Jack's first choice. It is this lovely Hoover Pure Power Lifetime 1200 Special Edition. So Jack, why have you chosen this one?
I've chosen this one because my first choice didn't work.
Cut!
No, I've chosen this one because I do, although I know Pure Powers aren't particularly popular or well regarded by collectors, I actually don't hate them. I think they're okay, and it's been a long time since I've used one, so I'm going to give it a go.
Perfect. Okay, well let's cross our fingers that this one works.
Let's see.
We'll see. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's got it. If only it was cordless.
I know, I just thinking wretched cords. Maybe somebody would invent a better solution.
If only.
Here we go.
Cross your fingers. Oh, yes. Oh. He's got a full bag. Oh, okay.
Locked, is it?
Well, it shouldn't be. Doesn't sound like it's doing much, does it? Just pop the bag door open a sec. It's probably got the lifetime bag in. Oh, okay. Is it full?
No, not really. It's a bit of hair in the bottom. So to speak. Haven't we all?
Anyway, yeah, okay, that's weird. I thought it does sound like it's really loud.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
I don't know if it...
Turn it on with the hose out, so let's see what it does. Yeah.
Still sounds a tiny bit loud, but...
Yeah.
Maybe it has a little bit less through the hose than it does
At the back?
Yeah, I wonder if there is anything in the hose. I don't know.
Okay. So what do you think of the Pure Power Lifetime then?
Well, I think it has potential. Yeah, no, I still do like it to use. I think it's a nice height. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really about it, isn't it?
It's about it. I don't know what else
it.
to say, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's kind of like I remembered, really.
Yeah. Disappointing.
Disappointing.
All right, then, on to the next one. On to the next machine, and we have this lovely 1983 Electrolux 560. A definite jump in quality, wouldn't you say, from that god-awful Pure Power?
I would. At the expense of being brand loyal, yes, I would say it's definitely better quality.
And why have you chosen this one, sir?
I've chosen this because growing up, my auntie had one of these, and sadly I no longer have it. And it's been, as with many of these we're going to look at, it's been ages since I've used one. So keen to try it out.
Cool. Right, go for it. Get it plugged in. bang.
Right, here we go.
Here we go. Oh, that's much nicer.
Much nicer.
Much nicer.
This one feels like it's doing something.
Yes, unlike the Hoover.
Yes. Yeah, no, that was almost hard to push because it feels like glued to the floor.
Yes, yes. So that's a definite tick.
That's a tick, yes. This one gets a tick.
Okay, brilliant. Right, choice number 3. Choice number 3, we have this, I think it's 1987, Electrolux 610, the Electrolux vac with the tools in the back, as the advertising told us back in the 80s. Now,
yes.
Why have you chosen this one, sir?
I've just watched that advert recently, in fact.
There we go.
Because I have never tried one, and I realised watching your videos, actually, I'd quite like to try one.
Well,
so
there we go.
Here's the perfect
There
opportunity.
we go. Little fun fact for you. Kenneth Williams was considered to do the voiceover
Oh, really?
for the 600 series TV advert,
Yeah.
but he was so disgusted with the word suck
Oh.
that he refused to do it.
Yeah.
And if you read his diaries, it's actually mentioned in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There we go.
I've learned something.
Every day's a school day.
Well, I was going to say which is rare, but for me. Right, here we go.
Here we go. So sorry, did you say this is the first time you've actually used a 600?
It is.
Wow.
As far as I know, I have zero memory of ever using one.
Okay, this is
certainly nothing at all recent. So.
Right. Cool, go for it. And you have just discovered that they are incredibly hard to push.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that I did not know.
Yes.
But it was. Is that inherent with all of them?
All of them.
Okay.
All of the 600s. They're so hard to push. You've got to... You really have to use the height control.
Yeah.
But this is a really short pile carpet.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want it any higher than what it's already on.
No.
If you put it any higher, it wouldn't clean anything. But they are so hard to use. And that's why most of them ended up with broken chassis.
Of course, yeah.
People were smacking them about pull and push, bang, 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 trying to use the bloody things.
Yeah.
And the chassis always used to break. But apart from the hard pushing, what do you think?
I like it. It's funny because having just used the 560, it almost sounds similar because I assume the motor is pretty much the same.
They are the same motors, yes.
But it somehow feels more modern.
Right.
Which is exactly what it is, essentially, I suppose. So, yeah, I like it.
Cool.
It's hard to push.
It's hard to push, but a nice machine.
Yes.
Cool. Machine number 4, you've chosen a Turbomaster, model number I can't remember, from approximately 1988. So we've gone from a 600 series, which is fantastic, to this.
Now, I know that there's a lot of love out there for the Turbomaster. It is personally one of my favourite machines, but objectively speaking, it's bloody awful. Not the best quality in the world. Why have you chosen this one?
You can't say anything bad about it, can you? It's like blasphemy if you say anything bad about it.
It is blasphemous, yes.
I think because I have seen and used relatively few of them in my life. If people had Hoovers from this age, it was always turbo powers.
Right.
I've actually got a couple myself, but they're not currently in working order. And as with most of these, I can't remember the last time I actually used one. So
right, okay.
Good opportunity today.
Cool. Have you got your earplugs in?
I'm just going to try and mentally zone it out.
Okay. Good luck with that. Ooh, easy. And she hasn't touched a drop yet, viewers.
That you know of.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I'll put the high up a bit. Slightly slack belts.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, that one definitely needs new belts.
Yes.
Definitely. But it runs quite well, actually.
It does. I was going to say, although it is loud, it's not an unpleasant sound, and the bearings sound great. Like they don't sound screamy or roary or
Billy or
things.
Francis.
Yeah. Yes. none of them. None of that lot.
Good.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry that the belt wasn't in the best shape for you to try, but at least you got to push it back and forth.
I want to make a really inappropriate joke, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay, cut. Choice number 5 is this 1981 Electrolux 411 hardbag direct air upright. So we've done some clean air Electroluxes. Now we've got the dirty air Electroluxes. So why have you chosen this one?
I've chosen this one because, to my knowledge, I've never actually used one of these, and I like a direct air machine, and I wanted to give it a go.
Fair enough. It's a very good choice because that's the first of the 400 series.
Okay, that's good to know.
Go for it. Give it a go.
This is the one that's got the cleaner written on the plug, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
I just saw, and I remember you commenting on your video.
That's it.
In case you forget what it is you're doing.
Yes.
Which we're all getting up there in age, to be
exactly. It's entirely possible.
Here we go. A lot of airflow, and it's quite another one with a pleasant sound. I quite like it. Yeah, feels powerful, light. Yeah, I quite like using it.
Good. Yeah, I mean, just for our viewers' sake, we were having a chat off camera. Oh, so showbiz about the design of the 600 series, in so much that it doesn't look its age. It doesn't look like it's from 1985, but this machine. I mean, my God, it couldn't be from any other period apart from 1981, could it? It's just so angular.
It's the angles, it's the colour.
The colour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so of its time. You instantly look at it and you think, my God, that is late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
It's really quite striking, actually. But yeah, they are quite nice machines, these, but they do have their real common problems in so much as they smash their fans.
And is this the one with the ceramic shaft?
Yes, it has a ceramic pulley.
Yeah,
yes, exactly. Yeah, so quite a good machine, but flawed in many ways. But yeah, glad you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Next choice is, I think this is a 1992 Contour. It's certainly an early model because it just doesn't have the handle release mechanism.
Yeah.
It's just the crack style where you break your chassis when you pull the handle down. So why this one?
Again, as with so many of these, have not used one for God knows how long. I've owned Contours in the past. There was one I was telling you about earlier that I carried all the way home from where my school was to home, fixed up, used, sold on eBay, and got 99p for it. And I think that was probably the last time that I ever actually used one, and that was well over a decade ago.
Wow,
so
amazing.
Here we go.
Okay, go for it. So this is quite a basic model. It's just 600 watts and it's on or off. They did do various other ones which had advanced features, electronic variable power boost, twin speed, but this is the basic model. And actually I think there's something to be said for it being basic because it just works.
Yeah, less to go wrong.
Exactly.
Here we go.
I think your height's too high.
It's about how I remember it, really. There's something...
That makes me flinch when
I know, I'm trying to be as gentle as I can do. There's something, it's kind of hard to describe, but the push force is weird because it's got that curved shape to it.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels odd. You're sort of pushing down that way.
Oh, yes.
Whereas it's sort of curved away
from you,
yeah. It's kind of hard to describe, but if your viewers have used the Contour, they may be familiar.
Yes, yeah, sure. So a question for you. If you had to choose between the Contour or the Turbo Power 2 as your daily vacuum cleaner, which one would you pick?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's tricky, isn't it?
It is tricky. I liked it, and it feels like it's cleaning. It feels like it's doing something. But so does the Turbo 2, and I think I would have to go for that.
You choose the Turbo 2?
Yes.
Right, okay. Now, even though I'm a massive Hoover fanboy,
yeah,
and I love all things Hoover, if I had to use it as my daily, I'd pick the Contour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it's because it's lighter and easier to use.
That's true. And I think it's weird, like the Turbo feels quite narrow.
Yes.
Whereas this feels a bit wider.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, it's got a wider cleaning path. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think almost sort of much of a muchness, but in different ways.
In different ways, exactly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Okie dokie, right, on to the next one. Right, for the next choice, a definite downturn in quality. We have a 1997 Electrolux Z1740 Power System / Air Clean 1500. Try saying that after a few dry sherries.
It's more airflow than it's got there.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, yeah. So why on earth have you chosen this?
This is another one from my past, not this particular one, but this model. I used to have one. I think I bought it on eBay, used it for a while, got bored of it, sold it, haven't used one since. But the one that I had from eBay was it never worked quite right, so it'd be interesting at least to use one that works correctly even if not particularly well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. I think of them all, you've probably chosen the right one to use.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, the 1740 air clean is probably the better machine. And it would be utterly pointless using one with the cyclone unit.
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do it to yourself or to me.
We deserve better.
We do.
The people deserve better.
They do. Our viewers deserve better than that.
Do either of these swivel? Or
They
are they
do,
just,
but they'll probably snap off.
Well, I don't want to snap it, so I will unravel it.
Okay.
You might have to fast forward this to the Benny Hill music. But I think the other thing that I did like about it was the switch. I know you say they're meant to click, but they end up just sliding up and down as like a variable thing. But I quite liked it. It's quite a pleasing shape and
yes, it's quite nice to use as well when it's working properly. Yeah. That was a horrible experience for all involved.
No, I have to say, like, it doesn't... You compare it to something like the Contour, or any of the other machines we've used, really, like, it feels like they're properly cleaning, gripping the floor, cleaning, grooming the carpet. This feels more like it's skimming a little bit.
Yes, it's just passing over the carpet.
But I have to say, it's nice to use. It feels nice to push. It's not too heavy to push.
It's quite well balanced as well.
Yes.
There's not a lot of weight on the wrist.
No, that's
It's
true,
quite
actually.
easy
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it just doesn't do a very good job.
No, it's sort of like there's potential there. You can see what could be done to make it better, other than like throwing it in a skip. But,
apart from that.
But
I think one of the biggest problems with it is that the opening for the brush roll is not very big.
Right.
On it. It's quite small in relation to the machine itself and the other machines we've seen. They have quite a large brush roll area.
Yeah.
The 1700 series is very thin. So it's not a lot of brush roll in contact with the floor.
Right, okay.
And that definitely lets it down.
Yeah.
Well, that's just one of the many things that lets it down.
It doesn't feel like the brush bar's doing a lot. I mean, it's leaving kind of little grooming lines, but it doesn't really feel like it's digging in.
I guess it's because there's not much weight in that head.
Yes, that's really true, actually. Floating heads, yeah.
Well, there we go. Enough said about that one.
Yes.
And the final choice for this show and tell is, I think it's 1994, Electrolux Glider 600.
I've chosen this because I don't think I've ever used one again.
Okay.
And yeah, pretty much that is my only reason. I know
enough.
it's going to be quite similar to the Contour, I'm imagining. But yeah, at least then I can say I've actually used one in the future.
Well, there we go. You go for it. It's your special day.
It is my special day. All the days are mine.
Yes. At least we have a ratchet release pedal on this one.
Yes. Less snap.
Yes.
Doesn't want to recline very far before it lifts up, does it?
No, it doesn't. That's very true. you think?
I like it. I don't know what else to say. To be honest.
Like it.
There's not. I feel like it's a very simple and straightforward machine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's not a ton to say about it, really. I guess.
No, it's
terms
just
of using
very
it.
basic, isn't it? It's just a very basic machine. If
Yes.
that is the most basic glider you could buy.
It feels. I will say it feels quite heavy to push in comparison to some of the other machines, but I don't know if that's just it's sort of glued to the floor. You're gonna have the cleanest patch of carpet.
I
here
know
now after
this
all
carpet's
of this.
amazing.
But yeah.
So similar question from earlier then, considering that in '94 that was the base Electrolux machine.
Yes.
And the Hoover Turbo Power 1 would have been Hoover's base machine. If you had to choose one, both would be the basic machines without the built-in tools.
Yeah.
Would it be Glider or Turbo Power?
That's quite a tough one because I feel like you almost can't beat the cleaning performance on carpet of a Turbo Power, although this one does feel very good. But I do think this feels slightly more solid, less creaky.
I would agree.
Maybe.
Totally, yes.
So in terms of actually picking one, I would struggle with that because you kind of want the best of both in one machine.
Yeah, if you could
have Turbo Power with this kind of plastic
construction, yeah. If you can mate the two,
yes, yeah.
Perhaps that's something we'll try later after a few glasses of wine. We'll try and make
very test unholy. Yes, union of parts. But come up with something.
Yeah. No, it's I agree with you totally that it's very hard to pick between the two. I think Glider is certainly better with tools than Turbo Power is, but Turbo Power will clean your carpets better.
Yes, so it depends what you spend more of your time cleaning, I suppose.
Yes, if you're going to clean your stairs and your sofa and your car, then probably Glider.
Yeah.
But if you've got acres of carpet,
And
then
you've
Turbo
got a
Power.
handheld to do the other bits.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay, there we go. So, that's the end of our show and tell. Thank you, Jack, ever so much for doing that for us. And I'm sure we'll see you again.
I hope so. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Everybody else, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to do the usual commenting, subscribing and liking. And we'll see you again in a future video. Bye. So, Jack's first choice is this lovely Hoover Pure Power 1300 electronic. Jack, why have you chosen this machine?
I've chosen it because I know people don't love the Pure Power particularly. I always thought they were quite nice in their own way, and it's been a long time since I've actually used one, so I'm going to give this one a go.
Right, go for it.
Ooh.
Oh, did you turn the socket on?
I did.
I hope the machine works.
Yeah, it's on.
Oh.
You haven't, like...
Oh, that's weird.